You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken is a 2023 animated film from Dreamworks Animation. Ruby Gillman is a sweet and awkward teenage girl trying to navigate high school when she discovers she is a direct descendant of Kraken Queens. Destined to inherit the throne from her commanding grandmother, Ruby must use her newfound powers against an unlikely water foe to protect those she loves most. The film stars the vocal talents of Lana Condor, Toni Collette, Coleman Domingo, and Jane Fonda. So I saw Ruby Gillman as part of the Regal Mystery Movie Mondays, though it really wasn't that much of a mystery heading into the theater tonight. I had my Little Mermaid get up ready to go because, well, this one was pretty obvious. But I was still looking forward to it because I'm always down for a new animated film, first and foremost. You know me. Duh. But while I didn't love the trailers, I felt that there was some potential here. And anytime we get a new original DreamWorks project, I'm going to be excited. Not to mention, it's basically just the year of Jane Fonda. This is like what, her fourth film released into theaters in 2023? In her 80s and still killing the game like the queen she is. But when it comes to Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, DreamWorks has come up with a little bit of a limp fish. While I think there's so much to appreciate here, unfortunately, it doesn't come together for a fully realized watch. Unfortunately, it just doesn't come together for a fully realized viewing experience. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. So this is going to be a weird place to start off, but my first positive is the soundtrack because I thought the soundtrack was fire in this film. The music was so good, so fun. The musical selections were great. They kept me bopping throughout and really helped create atmosphere in this film. I also really enjoy giving young girls this fantasy version of a coming of age story. We've seen the awkward high school kids story many a times at this point, and it's always relatable to those of us who did feel like such outsiders. And we're starting to really see these coming of age, girl becoming woman type of stories more frequently in younger aimed films. So it was nice to get that, but add on this fantasy element of it. Krakens and mermaids, fantasy lore thrown in throughout. And of course, the overall message is nice. And a big part of that is that I did enjoy Ruby as our main protagonist. And I think that has a great deal to do with Lana Condor and her wonderful vocal work. I think she gives a delightful performance here. As does Toni Collette. Talk about somebody who should do more voice performances. She's great in this film. And then we have Jane Fonda, who is having a ball getting to do this voiceover performance. Grandmama brings her A game here, and I thought she was a blast. Honestly, the voice work from everyone is great. But I also have to give a special shout out to Annie Murphy, who plays Chelsea, our main mermaid here, who goes all in and really sells that character. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken? Well, the character design is first and foremost my biggest issue here. The characters just are not appealing. I don't really know how you do this kind of humanoid, or at least humanoid enough Kraken design, but this wasn't it. The design of the Krakens are just so awkward and ungainly. They're not really cute and they're not really cool. They just look weird and awkward the entire film. The human designs are also a little bit weird. Though I will say I did really appreciate that we had a wide array of skin tones, of hair textures, and body shapes. We had some body shapes in this film I never see in animated features. They are all across the gambit, and I really appreciated that. I know we're in the negatives, but this film does do great representation in a subtle way really, really well. It's all over the place, it's across the board. It works. Unfortunately, the character designs by and large, when it comes to faces, expressions, doesn't work. And the animation itself just is okay. When we get into this deep water other world, you really want to be transported magically. And we have bioluminescence, which helps, and then this boppin' soundtrack, which does most of the lifting. But the animation actually goes quite barren as we start delving into the ocean. And when we're up above the land, it's just okay. It's not stylized in any sort of way, but it's not super impressive in any sort of way. It's just there. Unfortunately, most of the jokes also didn't land for me. There's one here or there that got a kind of chuckle, but that was about it. The script, by and large, actually is very weak. We do go on this emotional journey, but it is an emotional journey we've seen done many a times in animated films. And they don't take the steps to, one, make it unique. It's very predictable. You know exactly where it's going to head, exactly where it's going. And thanks to the trailers, you know exactly who the villain is. So the film kind of actually tries to keep that under wraps. So a little bit alarming that that's been so prevalent in the marketing. But not only is the script predictable and very much paint by the numbers, it's not very deep. It has deep messages that it's kind of trying to convey, but it doesn't put in the legwork to really hit them home. We gloss over pretty much every kind of issue here. We bring up problems or we bring up issues or personal obstacles, but they don't really get the time they need to resolve, to work through them. We don't get to see the character growth or development happen. It just happens in the snap of a finger, and we're on to the next. So it's really hard to feel triumphant or feel emotionally connected when so much of the growth is left on the cutting room floor. And I have to say, the whole love story that's going on here was odd. It's another animated film that I think is a little bit misguided in its anybody can be with anybody type of messaging. I don't know. I think we need to get back to at least same species or elements that can coexist together. We're getting a little bit too abstract and a little bit weird with some of these combinations. So overall, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken is harmless. It's okay. It's cute enough, it's harmless enough, and it only lasts about an hour and a half. Though, unfortunately, after having seen it on the big screen, I think that this one definitely feels like a straight to streaming type of animated film. Not one you necessarily feel the need to go watch in a theater. You'd be just fine waiting for it to hit a streaming platform at home. So that is my review for Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Did you see Ruby Gillman at the Regal Mystery Monday? Are you hyped to see this new Dreamworks animated film? Let me know all of your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.